Welcome back to Power Moves. I'm your host, Sash, and today's conversation is one I know you'll never forget. I'm sitting down with someone who went from homelessness not once, but three times, to now building a career inside the government, partnering with military, and literally helping to build aircrafts. This isn't just about success. This is about resilience, discipline, and what it really takes to transform from your lowest moments into your highest calling. Power Moves welcome Javon Swint. So, Javon, tell me about the time when you were homeless.
So my first time I was homeless, I was 25. Backgrounds in real estate, and basically I got comfortable with the money.
Mm-hmm.
And when markets dynamics change, I ended up losing several property, and then I had to live on the street.
Wow. So, what was going through your mind at that time? How did you reach in that position?
So what was going on in my mind at that time, I was genuinely thinking that I would get out of it within like 30 days or 60 days. I knew I had friends I could potentially call. But the reality had struck me when I was calling friends, I was calling family, they were like, no.
Oh.
And so when they were telling me no, it wasn't until my stuff was put outside and the sheriff was there, I knew I couldn't come back into my house.
Mm.
And I literally sat outside maybe 12, 15 hours, really like trying to absorb, like, man, this is really what's happening right now.
Yeah, wow. And what did homelessness teach you about people, survival, and
So homelessness has taught me that you will make yourself homeless if you do not focus on consistency with your income. With me being in real estate, you do one, two, three, or four properties, you get comfortable because you got the lump sum, but that lump sum does not equal consistency. And so you don't think it'll happen to you. And what happens is you get lazy, comfortable, you don't strive as much. And then that's when it's like, I think it's a verse that says in the Bible, a thief will, like poverty will come after you like a thief in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember I woke up the next day, they was knocking on the door, sheriff at the door. They really brought me outside and took my stuff out. So I was like, oh no, 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 no. I couldn't really understand really what was happening until the sheriff had to really explain to me what was going on.
Wow, that's sad. And I mean, like, while you were homeless, like, what was the hardest part about having to go through that situation? What was stuff like living, being, not in a home?
So the hardest part was looking at yourself. I remember physically avoiding mirrors. I had got down to about 90 pounds. I was eating out of trash cans. And for some reason, I never wanted to face me. I was facing everything else. I was blaming everything else. But I just never wanted to face me.
Why?
It's hard really dealing with you. You can deal with everybody else, but dealing with yourself is the most thing you're going to avoid.
Because you have to be truthful to yourself.
Right.
Yeah, you have to tell yourself the truth, and the truth hurts.
And it's hard telling yourself the truth. You'll internally know the truth, but externally you won't tell yourself the truth.
Okay. Wow, that's terrible. And I mean, you were formally introduced to, well, or should I say informally introduced to university. You used to, go to classes without, actually attending the university. What was that like?
It was an interesting experience because I was trying to create cheat codes. I knew I was too old at the time. I felt like 4 years was going to take too much out of my life. I need money today. And so I noticed when I went to like Georgia Tech campuses, Georgia State, I even went to Harvard campus. And I noticed a lot of times professors will just let you sit in the class. They don't necessarily ID people. if it's not a core curriculum
Okay, I
class.
get you. Yeah.
Now, if it's a core class and they have a structure, but if it's just like an afternoon 5:30, and so I would walk in there and I would just sit and I would try to soak up as much information because I knew two things I knew: manners would get you where a dollar can't, and relationships are everything.
Wow. And what made you so hungry to want to learn?
I just wanted some money.
Wow.
I mean, I just wanted some money.
The end game to all of that.
I just wanted some money.
And what could you say to persons that never had access, never had the connection, don't have a degree? What would you say to them?
First, deal with you. First action item would be look in the mirror, like get up wherever you are, hotel, outside, inside, look in the mirror and just stare at yourself about 30 seconds. You'll know the real you.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. You mentioned relationships and that it was part of your setback. Tell me about that.
So relationships are highly important. And they only set you back when you don't know yourself. Because a lot of times when you don't know yourself, you communicate, collaborate, and immerse yourself in environments that are not for you. It's not necessarily something wrong with the community or the people that you're choosing, is
what you allow
yourself to choose. And you got to take responsibility, and every failed situation allows you to restructure into alignment.
Wow. And how did those choices or those people that you chose to be around, how did that impact you? How was that a cause to your downfall?
So it was a cause because once you start to have disagreements that are not in an alignment, and conflict is not resolved correctly, you will underestimate people and conflicts. A lot of times I was thinking that, well, it doesn't matter, I'll be okay, we just had a disagreement. But several disagreements combined, conflict not resolved combined, equals a weaker person.
Understand. Yeah. Okay. Well, what was a lesson that you had to learn about who you let into your life?
What I had to learn, the lesson that I learned was get to know you, get to know all of you before you let anyone near you, friend, personal, business, or associate, because you are your determining factor. Because you're going to have to choose to let this associate into your life, this friend into your life, this business partner into your life, this relationship into your life. You're going to pick those people. So get to know you first.
I understand. You mentioned like going through a really hard time where, you thought of suicide a couple times. Tell me about that.
Ooh, I done thought of suicide probably like 9 times. I done probably tried to take my life 3 times.
Wow. What was that like? What was going through your mind at that time?
When you actually are in the process of taking your life, you're like really wanting to do it. Especially if you're sober, you really want to do it.
Yeah.
And all 3 attempts failed. I actually tried, and it didn't work. And the 3rd time I tried, and it didn't work, I said, "It's obviously something meant for me to be here."
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I just got up after doing the 3rd attempt. I just got up and I went to the gas station, got me a soda and some hot Cheetos, and I realized at that moment, wow, if you can just make it to the next day, that's my theory. Make it to the next day. You can just go to bed and wake up. Promise you would not have those thoughts anymore. But it wasn't until I made those attempts, I had really realized my mental health was not where it needed to be.
Wow, that's really sad. Yeah. So let's talk about your mindset of leveling up. What had to happen for you to have that shift, to get from that point of being homeless to getting into your rise?
The shift that happened was one day it was like 1,000 degrees outside, and I didn't have any internet access. They have no Wi-Fi. I had an iPhone and an iPad. And I had to learn a high level skill because where I was stationed at, there were no jobs nearby. It wasn't like I can go to McDonald's and apply. Only thing that was near me was gas stations. And so I knew at the time my real estate skills, because that's my background. I was doing my real estate business in the gas station.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think homelessness will really force you into that mindset if you naturally are driven. It'll push you there because you'll lay there and it'll be like 4 p.m. and you've been laying down all day. And you'll just get up and do something to change that reality.
Yeah.
And for me, it was me going into gas stations and using their cell phone to call clients to see if they're looking to buy or sell properties.
Oh, wow. That's good. Yeah.
Like I couldn't work at Wendy's. I mean, if it was a Wendy's or a McDonald's nearby, I just would have went there, applied. But since it wasn't, I mean, I had to kind of figure things out. Like, the gas station wasn't hiring. So I had to really figure out like, okay, well, I lost everything from a real estate business. So can I use your phone to do this? But this is after I looked at myself in the mirror.
What did that do to you?
I was ashamed for a while when I really looked at myself. And I talk about looking at myself a lot because that's really what changed me. It wasn't like I did anything different.
Or it wasn't external. It wasn't anybody. Yeah. It had to come from within.
Within.
Yeah.
Because I had a bunch of friends and stuff, but I learned in that journey that, I mean, it's really up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have support, but you got to really wake up and get up, look in the mirror and be like, man, I'm not doing what I need to do in life.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So when you look at your younger self, the person who was homeless and where you are right now, what would you have told that person?
Oh my God, please do not quit your job to pursue entrepreneurship.
Why?
Please don't quit your job. Please don't. Because your job is your silent business partner. It is the one that is going to fund your vision.
Wow.
When you quit, you really are just telling your business partner, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. And I'm going to generate things out of thin air like a magician. Oh, it's right here. It's right there.
Oh my
God. My younger self, please keep your job. That is your silent business partner. It won't even argue with you. You get a paycheck weekly, bi-weekly. You can say myself says, what are we going to do today?
That makes sense. Yeah. And what daily discipline and habits carried you through?
Exercise. Exercise because, I mean, who wants to get up and do 30 push-ups right now? You know what I mean? Who wants to do squats, let alone travel to the gym and bench press?
Exactly.
Who wants to do that? You know what I mean? But I realized if you struggle with discipline, get into exercise, get into fitness.
Yeah. Because
if you can get up in the morning, go to the gym or do push-ups, then you're training yourself to do things you don't want to do. No one likes to work out. But that's the easiest way to get in the habit of doing things that you don't want to do that's going to better your life.
Amen. That's good. Jamon, how do you personally define power moves?
Oh my gosh. I personally define power moves, in my personal opinion, it's an environment where collective consciousness can come together to continue to move the needle forward.
Wow, that's good. Wow. And for all the listeners, right? And everybody that's stuck in their comfort zone or at their lowest point, what's the first step they should take today to start rebuilding?
If you are in your comfort zone and you're trying to rebuild, go to a mirror, look at yourself, and don't even say nothing. You're going to say everything by how you look at yourself. You're going to look at yourself a certain way. Second thing you're going to need to do is after you digest what you see, you're going to have to get in the community like Power Moves that's going to hold you accountable for continuing those choices that you
Wow.
made now that you understand where you're trying to go.
Amen. That's a powerful one. Taking accountability. That's what a lot of people can't do.
Right.
And it's the most powerful thing because that makes you see yourself, and it basically, for me personally, it skins you alive
Yes.
because you have to be completely truthful.
Mhm.
And that's when you're exposed. So, a lot of people hide. And the message that you're sending is so powerful, and I hope people learn from this story. It's a great story, and I'm still like in disbelief that you went through all of that and you're here today.
Oh, yeah.
And you're thriving, you're going somewhere with your life. So it's a remarkable story, and I'm so glad to have you on today to share this with us.
I'm glad to be here.
And to my listeners, I just wanted to say rock bottom is not your residence. It's just your reset button.
Ooh, that was good.
If my guests can go from 3 seasons of homelessness to sitting at the tables with government officials and building aircraft for the military, then what excuse do you have for staying stuck? Catch you on episode 8. Thank you.